Woot. There we are, guys. Let me get all this taken care of. Let me get all this chat out. Hey, everybody. Hello, 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 hello. Let me go through the list. Holy crap. Look at everybody. Simply Coastal Julianne. So good to see you in here. Damn it, Jenna, my little baby.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Gabby. I'm going to wait for a few people to come in here. Storm Dancer, hello. I want to thank everybody for coming in. Please share, please share, please share. And this is very important that we're going to be doing. We're going to wait for a few people to get in here. I love you too, honey. Pirate Calypso, I love you, honey. We've got a hell of a story here for you all today. And let me just introduce some people up here on panel real quick. We've got Ohio Wolverine, which is the brother-in-law of the gentleman we're going to be talking about, Jack. And hello. And then, of course, we've got our lovely Miss Jenny, Miss Jenny Jen Jen. Hello, Mandy, Lady, Emily. And then we've got Ghost Mafia, who's my partner in crime. And then, guess who I've got up here, folks? I've got Hondo. I've got Hondo up here.
Howdy, y'all. How y'all doing now? Hope everybody's good in the chat. Nice to see everybody.
So I am very lucky to have a pretty good panel up here now tonight. So we've got, we'll wait for people to come in. And, yep, everybody say hi to Hondo. I would like you all to sub to their channel so you can see them.
Hello.
And we'll get going on this here in a few minutes. Hi, Cindy. How are you?
Still sharing it out. I've just shared it out to like about 10 different YouTube support pages on Facebook, Twitter, my own personal community tab, and I'm still posting. So
Hondo is mean to you, Pirate.
I've never been mean to Pirate ever. I don't know what you're talking about. I know nothing. I know nothing.
Hondo's a pretty good guy. Pretty good guy.
Maybe right now, but my alter egos, maybe not. I don't know.
He does. He has one devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other. I know for a fact. I've watched him in action.
Believe me, I'm a kitty cat in real life, darling. Yeah, I truly am.
You are, honey. Donna, big hugs to you. We've got a hell of a, please share, everybody. This is a very important stream. We've got a lot of important things to talk about. We're going to be talking, well, happy horse shit. Mandy. Hi, Famalu. Hello and welcome. Welcome, welcome. Mandy, I'm sorry. I just couldn't. Let me get this straight right now, guys. I've learned out throughout the years of playing music and being in front of a lot of people. When you're having a shitty day, you put on a smile and you come out and you perform. And that's what I'm doing right now. My feelings and how I'm feeling about what's happened this morning is put on the back burner right now. There's a bigger issue, and that's this gentleman by the name of Jack.
Yep.
And he's a veteran of ours. So my feelings are way put in the back right now, just to let you all know. I'd like to welcome Green Bay Wacky to the channel. Hi, Green Bay.
Hey, happy to be here.
How you doing, Green Bay?
Doing great. I'm just pulling up your channel. I'm fashionably late today. I'm sorry.
Hey, that's okay. That's okay. I'm just kind of talking to everybody here in the chat. Dancing Dawn, I love you. I love you. Welcome. And oh, thank you, Mandy. I'm still not done, but like I said, this is more important. Hey, Team Phoenix. So my feelings right now are pushed to the side. This is more important. Hi, Tippy Canoe.
I'm having some issues here. I'm going to drop out of here and come back in on my phone. It seems to work.
Sure, sure. We got plenty of time here. Tippy Canoe, I want to thank you for your husband's service. R5, hello, honey, Silver Wings.
Gotcha.
What I'm going to do is, here in a few minutes, we are going to play a news story that was given to me to play. Once again, everybody, please share. We need to get as many people as we can in here to listen to this story. Tippy Canoe, welcome to our channel. And I will.
Well, I've shared the chat out for, I think, my Facebook social media. So
Thank you
that
very
helps.
much. Thank you.
Yeah, I put it on Twitter, and I'll put it on my community tab real quick too.
Thanks. I really appreciate this, and I want to thank. Green Bay, and I want to thank Ghost for helping out and for sharing and for giving this out yesterday. I really appreciate it. Now, thank you, Mandy. I do not know this gentleman. I know of this gentleman. And so what we're going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to present Ghost.
Okay.
And we're going to play this news clip, and then I will let Jack's brother-in-law speak to you all about this. Honda, where are you at? I'm going to move you up here.
I think I'm somewhere.
I've got to find you in the chat.
I should be out there.
Okay, I'll find you. Okay, so I'll go ahead and present Ghost, and we will get this started for you all.
Actually, let me hook up my other microphone real quick so that
okay,
so you can hear everything.
Did you say that that's actually Jack's relative, Uber?
Yes, this is his brother-in-law on panel with us.
On the panel?
Yes, Ohio Wolverine. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, I think I'm ready.
Okay, let's go ahead and play it. Can y'all see it okay? And let us know if you can hear it.
Why do I have no audio?
I'm not seeing. I'm not hearing it myself yet.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Oh, that would be why there's no audio. Okay. Let me start it over.
Jack Popek is a veteran, a husband, a father, a handyman. And I don't say this to make him feel bad, but now he's also a victim.
I was working in the condo, and my job for that day was I had to tear out a wood floor.
While Jack was chugging away inside the condo just off Woodward in Midtown, one of the other contractors went out to his van and made a troubling observation.
Hey, your van is open. He said it wasn't open when I went down there. They took all the cordless power tools, laser level, my good carpenter level, my plumbing wrenches, my Dremel tools.
Now, no one likes getting ripped off, and the thieves probably didn't know Jack, because if they did, how could they kick a man whose life has been in turmoil since his wife was suddenly struck down 18 months ago?
It's hard to talk about it. I mean, even now, it's like, really? She woke up one morning, like in the middle of the night, with chest pains, and we took her to the hospital, and they had to transfer to Henry Ford, and she had burst her aorta, and so she actually passed away on the table, and they revived her, and then she was in a coma for a long time, and then she came out of the coma, and she started getting better.
Just as Jack's wife Brenda was regaining strength, she died. Another devastating blow struck soon after. In addition to raising his 2 children, Jack was also caring for his ailing mother-in-law.
But her mother passed away 9 days after Brenda did.
By now you may be wondering, how much can a man take? But there's more. Jack's wife was a federal employee enrolled in the Thrift Savings Program. She had set aside a fair sum, but Jack and their children were not listed as beneficiaries.
Brenda made out that paperwork on her very first day of work. Along with work, she got married and she had children.
Jack says federal rules resulted in the money going to a relative who would not share it with Jack or Jack and Brenda's children. It is money Jack was counting on.
That was the retirement. Like, it was our retirement, the money for the kids' school, because by the time my children would be going to college, we would be retirement eligible to pull that money. So it was like their college money, my daughter's wedding fund, stuff for us to live on.
Without his tools, Jack is finding it hard to support his family. He is proud but practical. Anyone willing to donate power tools or gift cards from Home Depots or Lowe's can drop them off for Jack at the parish office of St. Clair Montefalco in Grosse Pointe Park between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Monday through Wednesday. There's another reason Jack is telling his story, to urge other federal employees to check their paperwork to make sure their savings are going where they want them to go.
When I told them what happened, they couldn't believe it. They had no idea.
In Grosse Pointe Park, ML Elric, Fox 2 News.
All right, everybody, that is the story. It's sad. If you don't know, I will tell you this much right now. Jack does not know that we are doing this. He has no clue. He will not ask for help.
No.
And
It's too proud.
He's very, very proud. He's down to earth. He's wanting to do this on his own, but he has no clue that we're doing this. So with that being said, I'm going to introduce Ohio Wolverine. He is Jack's brother-in-law. So Jack, tell us what happened here. Can you start at the beginning and explain how old the kids are? What happened to the money? Hello, Mallory, OG.
Yeah, like I said, when after Jack retired from the Navy, they had to move from the Cleveland area where I'm at and his whole family's at. They had to move to the Detroit, Michigan area because of her job required her to be a resident of the area, the district that she represented in. She worked for the federal government. So they had to move there. So there's one strike right there is they don't have a support system like most families do close. He's living in an area that they don't have any more family or anything like that nearby. So we're 3.5 hours away for any support as far as helping with the kids or anything like that. Brenda passed away. Well, Brenda woke up in the middle of the night with some severe chest pain. And of course, they thought it was a heart attack. And they rushed her to the hospital. And it turned out that her aorta had ruptured or separated. And they operated on her. She actually died on the table. And they were able to bring her back. And then she was in a coma for probably over a month, I think, or two. She came out of the coma and was starting to recover at some point, and they moved her to a rehabilitation center to help with her movement and stuff of her hands and everything. And one night, Jack got the call. She had passed overnight, and they couldn't get her into a hospital quick enough, and she did pass. Leaving behind him and 11-year-old daughter and an 8-year-old son, and they were also caring for her mother. Lived with them. She was like in stage 4 cancer, and they were her providers or caretakers at the time. 9 days later, she ended up dying. What actually happened was she was actually named the beneficiary on Brenda's accounts for her insurance or for her benefits and stuff through the federal government. And then once she passed away, it went to Brenda's sister who lives on the other side, like out Texas or Oklahoma or something like that. And she is unwilling to help and won't give any of the money to Jack or the kids. So she basically took the money and run.
Damn, that's pretty.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
That's pretty pathetic, man. To do that to her.
pretty good, outstanding person. What do you say? Stand up person,
terrible.
right?
It's horrible, man.
And then, Jack walks around, man. I swear there's a black cloud over this man, and he just walks around with this black cloud. If something, if something bad's going to happen, that's who it's going to happen to, is Jack, and it's totally unfair. So after 18 months of grieving and trying to get back on his feet and everything and figure out what he's going to do, because she was the breadwinner of the family. I mean, he had retired. He was doing some substitute teaching, but that wasn't doing a whole lot. But now that she's gone and he's the sole, parent taking care of the kids, he had to do something where he could raise money, make money.
Yeah.
And revolve around a schedule that the kids have, with school and everything. So he started doing handyman jobs because he was, very experienced through the Navy of being a CB in the Navy. He was actually a chief. He was a Navy chief, and he spent time in Iraq. And he joined in '89, I think. So he was actually over in Desert Storm, in the first Desert Storm, and then back in like 2003 to 2006, he spent time over there in Iraq and Kuwait. And
so he's a combat vet.
Yes, he actually is a combat vet.
Yeah.
But he's a CB. They built bases and everything like that over there.
Yeah, that's a hard job. My grandfather used to tell me that during World War II, the CBs lost a lot of men trying to build air bases on those islands.
So basically, he used his skills to be a handyman, and now someone came along and stole his damn tools, man. Just, one of the low lives of this earth.
Yeah.
And took his livelihood right from him,
In broad daylight.
Broad daylight at a condo. He was working at a condominium place. So, there's people in and out everywhere. So that's pretty brazen, to go up to somebody's van and open their van up and take all their tools out.
Yep, the tools he used to take care of his family with. That's sad.
Right.
Yeah.
And those tools fed those kids. I mean, and I don't want to play a boo-hoo on the whole family, but, me and my wife are actually, we help take care of Jack's mom and dad. Jack's dad had a stroke in 2009.
Right.
So and then Jack's mom she's home. What do they call it?
Homebound.
Homebound, I guess. Yeah, it takes almost a near miracle to get her out.
I can imagine.
She's on oxygen and she can only walk a few feet before she has to rest and sit down or whatever. And she's she recently had a battle of pneumonia, was in the hospital from before Thanksgiving to she got out 2 days before Christmas. So she was able to be home for Christmas. So that was a good thing.
These are Jack's parents.
Jack's parents, yes. Which Jack's dad is also a Navy veteran. He was also a CB.
Right. Now I want you all to remember. I don't mean to interrupt you, but when you donate to the church, that they're putting the link in there, make sure you say it's for Jack, and there is his name, Jack Popek.
Yeah.
Popek.
So make sure that you donate in his name, that he will get it, please.
Yeah. Please make sure to put his name.
Yeah, and make sure you put the.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Just a reminder to everyone in the chat: if you got social media, Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff, get the word out there while the live stream's going.
Right.
I do want to thank ubergooberlady for bringing this out. You got a big heart, Uber, and and for Ohio Wolverine, is that what it is?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Just so you know, I'm
Sorry.
not a veteran, but I will say this. I'm going to show you this. My dad was. I'm the son of a veteran. So I love veterans. I shout them out on all my streams. I have a special shout out I do over and over. So
Oh, bless your heart.
very sorry for
God
what
bless
happened
you.
to Jack, and happy to be here to, tell people, hey, if your heart feels moved, there's the GoFundMe right there in the chat.
Yes,
Definitely.
Jenny
Yeah, I
wants
appreciate
to
it.
know.
Yeah, I'm not a veteran either. I never served, so I appreciate what a lot of my family members have done.
Jenny wants to know what kind of tools does he need? What was stolen? Do you know?
I've been trying to get that list from him for almost 4 days now because I'm actually working with Lowe's. Lowe's is willing to donate some stuff to him to help him out because that's free publicity for Lowe's also. If they can show that they're helping out a veteran and stuff.
Well, I think if he was a handyman or a carpenter, I think it would be like a tile saw or a skill saw or an angle box for trim work.
Didn't you say that there was
drills, power drills, stuff like that.
Wait, hang on just a minute. I think I've got something here on this site. I believe he said something about a laser. Hang on, I'm looking.
Laser level, yeah.
A laser level.
Yep. That would be an
laser level, and
I've been a carpenter for years.
Plumbing riches. I mean, he's not just a carpenter. He's he's just a
he's like a
jack of
handyman.
all trades, handyman. Yeah. So they took his plumbing wrenches. I don't know, and I'll be honest right now. I'll tell everybody, and this is kind of embarrassing to be a grown man and be telling. I'm not very inclined to tools and stuff, so I can take anything apart, but then I got to hire somebody else to put it back together for me. Okay.
Those people, I have a whole room in my basement just dedicated to tools.
My whole garage is all full of tools, and if you're doing it for a living, you're doing those kind of jobs. You can't get the Walmart tools. You got to get the DeWalt's.
Yeah.
Actually, I think he was upset because a lot of his tools were Milwaukee brand.
Yeah,
Milwaukee. And I guess that's a pretty good brand, is what people are telling me. I'm not.
Julian's got it in the chat right now. She's got part of the tools that were stolen. A cordless, let's see, a laser level, a carpenter level, a plumbing wrench, and a Dremel.
Tools.
Yeah.
Like he had a Dremel set with all the little attachments and stuff like that. They took all that.
Yeah, I'd say
they took screwdrivers and everything, man. They took whatever they could get their hands on. I think.
Jenny says she can send him a DeWalt drill with battery.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, being in carpentry, the tool that I used the most was a Dremel impact. It's not an actual drill; it's an impact driver. And
it's an impact driver.
Building houses and everything.
Hang on. How do we get these tools to him?
That's what I was going to say. Maybe she could send it to the church.
Yeah, direct from Amazon or wherever they buy it.
Ohio, you think?
I would probably say the church. I mean,
Can you call the church then, Ohio, and let them know there's tools coming their way for him?
Oh, I could definitely do that.
Okay.
That's the phone number for the church out in the chat there. I see, right?
Maybe it might be easier if someone decides they want to send something to the church. Maybe just call the church and give them a heads up when they send it.
There you go. Damn it, Jenna just posted the phone number, and just call them, Jenny.
It'd probably just be easier to send the gift cards for the amount of what the tools cost.
Probably
easier for the people out there.
And he might end up with duplicates or something like that.
Love you.
Yeah. You might end up with the same tool over and over and over again. So if anything, y'all should send maybe like Lowe's gift cards or, Ace Hardware gift cards or freaking Home Depot gift card kind of things, because
we got somebody that's going to call the church and let them know.
Right. Jenny, thank you so much.
Oh,
thank you, Jenny.
And remember, everybody, please don't.
Thank you, Jenny Hansen.
Don't super chat me the money and don't send it to my PayPal. Go directly to the GoFund to help him out. Because what happens when you super chat me, it takes 30 days and then they take 35% out.
Yep.
So I've got to replace that.
Yep.
Yeah, just send. And if you want to donate it anonymously, there's like a little box if you're on your computer to donate it anonymously. That way you don't have to give out your information. So
now on all things on that anonymous, it will let Jeffrey is the his brother, Jeffrey Popek's his brother. He's the one that set the GoFundMe up for Jack. Even if you do anonymous, it will still let Jeffrey know your name when you so it lets him know who donated. It just doesn't let everybody else who's reading the GoFundMe know.
Paula, he does not know anything about social media. He doesn't know how to even get on a flipping computer.
He still carries the flip phone. He doesn't do. He has a Facebook account, but I don't think he's been on it in probably months. Probably since Brenda died, to be honest with you. He never. The one thing that he would get on the laptop every once in a while, and he used to have a carrying bridge. You guys know what that is?
Yes.
Yeah, he would do updates on carrying bridge on Brenda and stuff like that, and how he was feeling, and it was more of a thing to use for grief and recovering.
Right.
To express his feelings and stuff like that. He did have a carrying bridge, but as far as a PayPal and all that, he doesn't do any of that stuff. He's a real simple man. I mean, he doesn't do the social media.
He's very humble, and he probably counts everything as a blessing in life. And it's hard. Some people are stubborn, and it's hard for people to accept a hand up instead of a hand out when somebody really needs it. I think people should be more inclined to, when you donate, make sure you donate, and so we could help this guy out because he's a real veteran. This is a worthy cause. This guy served for us, so we could be here free, living in this country that's so great, and $20 or $5, to help this guy out.
Well, I know.
I'm going to say thank you for coming in my channel. Just hang on a minute, Green Bay.
No.
But we aren't doing sub for sub today. We are talking about a much more important issue. So I will ask you not to do that today in my chat. Thank you very much. Go ahead, Green Bay.
Okay.
Oh, I was just going to say to the chat, hey, we wouldn't be up here. Uber wouldn't be doing this if this was not important and it wasn't dear to Uber's heart. And again, Jack is a veteran, and sometimes it just feels good to do, just to help, to give someone a hand up. And it is hard. I know.
Yeah.
If he's a simple guy it's hard for, to get that hand up sometimes. So that's kind of why we're up here doing this, just to try to get him a little further, a little closer along.
Someone who deserves it rather than the people that have been taking
advantage of people and messing with their YouTube, and somebody who really needs it, who's in need of it, instead of just some guy eating out of in his van, pooping in a Walmart bag. This guy really needs it. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. Oops. Did I say that?
Somebody that's actually willing to work for the money.
Yeah.
So when you give him the tool,
wanted was his tools back to work.
Yeah.
Yep.
And let me say this: he's got two small children, a boy and a girl.
A boy and a girl.
Yep.
Small children by himself now.
Taking care of two kids
in a strange city with nobody around to help him.
Nope.
And to replace those tools, it is not a cheap thing to replace tools. A basic DeWalt set with just your saw, you get a saw, you get a die grinder, you get a reciprocating saw, you'll get your hammer drill and an impact. Just 5 tools in it. $700 for a cordless set.
Oh yeah,
yep.
That's on the nail.
And that's
on sale. That's
yeah, that's
sale.
yeah, but
Yeah,
that's
this-
700. That's like $700 he could have made with those tools to help take care of his family. Now he
Right.
can't do that because his
And
tools
these
are
aren't
stolen.
tools, and these aren't tools he went out and bought to become a handyman. These are his own tools that he's collected over the years.
Yep.
You know,
There's
like, oh wow,
depends on how many.
for Christmas, I'm going to buy myself this power drill, or I want to buy myself this circular saw, or something like that.
And
You
the
know,
crazy part about
but
that,
they all got stolen. You know, he got them over the years, but they all got stolen in one day. You know,
the crazy
Well,
part about that is when you go out and you spend $700 on this, tool set on sale, they'll
Yeah.
give you one saw blade. They'll give you maybe 2 cheap bits for an impact, for running
Yeah.
screws in and out, and they'll break right away. So you end up going out and spending like $25 on a 3-pack of carbon saw blades.
Yeah, for the accessories.
All the accessories that you got to buy. You're going to have another $100 into just accessories for sawzall blades, circular saw blades, drill bits, batteries. To replace a battery is $100 a piece for those DeWalt sets. Sometimes
you gotta
can
think
find sales, but yeah.
Well, you got to think too, though. A lot of those tools probably had some sentimental value because his wife maybe had bought those for him,
Right.
for Christmas and stuff. And
Yeah,
the loss of those tools,
I can't confirm that or not. You know, I don't want to. You know, it could be true, but I
Well,
can't confirm it. You know what I mean?
Well, you never know. I mean, like when I was growing up, I would get something from my mom or my brother or something, sentimental, like tools or, something to use outdoors. And I cherish that in the remembrance of somebody that I lost. You never know. I mean, he could have got some of those tools, not all of them, from his wife or
Right, exactly.
brother
Right.
or
But
mother.
I'm just saying, I don't know for a fact. I want to be honest with everybody.
I know, but most like tools, like my tool set was handed down from my dad, from his dad. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah,
My tools have sentimental value to me because if somebody had stole my tools or my fishing gear or something like that was given to me by one of my relatives, I'd be broken up. It's not just the tools that were stolen. Maybe some of them, not all of them, have some sentimental value to them.
Listen, guys, Jenny just called the church, spoke with the church secretary, and she gave her the address to send everything to. Can you possibly put the address in the chat, Jenny? Bless your heart. Josepha is the church secretary. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, Jenny, you just don't know. Now remember, everybody, not only if he doesn't have tools to work, he has no income coming in other than what he gets if he gets a retirement. So remember that. And he's got 2 small children to take care of to boot.
Yep, got to buy school clothes. He's got to,
you could probably send prepaid Visa cards, things like that as well.
Good idea.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, you could. And one thing I want to add here too. I mean, and here's the perfect example of the evil that we have in this world is we found out late last night, early this morning, there are 2 other GoFundMes using his name and using clips of pictures from the news story.
Yeah, that's
so
messed
other
up.
people are trying to cash in on it, and one of them's got a few $100s donated to it, and the other one's got $60 donated. So it's not that much, but other people are trying to capitalize off his pain and suffering.
That's pretty. But you're getting it from the horse's mouth here. This is his real brother, so you're getting the legit. GoFundMe and stuff to help him out. You're not getting a fake profile getting money on his behalf, trying to scam him out of money. You're getting the real deal here.
Right. The GoFundMe that was set up for the GoFundMe that was set up for Jack Popek was set up by Jeffrey Popek,
his brother.
His brother. Yeah, my other brother-in-law. I have 3 brothers-in-laws from that family. My wife has 3 brothers and a sister. So.
Yeah,
I can't imagine what he's going through. I'm married. I have kids.
I can't imagine having your tools stolen. I've got tools that are antiques that were handed down from my grandparents.
Thank you.
Old antique wood chisels and things like that have been around for hundreds of years. And to lose something like that's basically like a family heirloom, passed down generations even. There's no way of replacing something like that. You can go out and buy a new wood chisel, but you're not going to get the one that your great grandfather used to build the house that
I understand what I definitely understand. I have a shotgun that was my dad.
Sorry, Green Bay. I'm trying to break in here for you. Everybody hush. Green Bay's got something to say.
Well, I want to remind everyone in the chat, because there's a lot of people in the chat. You might not be in a position where you can donate, but what you can do, I just want to remind people in the chat, if you're spiritual, you can pray for Jack and his family. You can pray. Prayers work. You can share this out, the link and the story on your social media. So if you're not in a position where you can financially donate, don't think, well, there's nothing I can do. You can pray. You can let your friends know about it. So I just want to remind people that still helps.
Yeah, send him a card to the church. Send him a card that you're thinking about him or the kids. Prayer is powerful.
Yeah.
Green Bay's right. If you're not in the position to donate, if you share this out and it gets out to 10 people and those 10 people donate, you've helped out more than just even a $2 donation. Those 10 people might donate over $100, and that money wouldn't go there if it wasn't for you sharing the story out to them. They wouldn't have known anything about it. So anything that you can do, sharing it out, putting it on your Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, social medias, even sharing it out on your own community tab to get more people in here helps out even more than what you would even expect.
Yeah. And, we were on Hondo's chat yesterday. Hondo did a chat and brought light to the situation, and we were able to make it to the $5,000 goal that was set up by Jeffrey. And I talked to Jeffrey, and Jeffrey's like, wow, that's amazing. He was so excited, so grateful and blessed. But he was like, you can go over the $5,000 limit, which we have. We have exceeded the $5,000 goal. But like you said, one of our friends, Randy, said he would love to see it at 20,000, just because of the way Jack is and everything, and he's just a good person. There's no other way to describe this man. He's a godly man. He's a good person. He loves his family, and family's not just from his blood. It's it's friends. It's people that he served with. A broad base. If you've met Jack, you've got a friend for life. And he's an outstanding man, and he's a few years older than me, and it's we have a lot in common on certain things and sports and stuff like that. But man, it's somebody that I look up to. If I could be half the man that he has been in his life, it would.
I want to say something here real quick. Woman or a man, when you go through a devastation like a death like this of your spouse, the woman you've had children with, you've lived with, you've loved with, you went through the hard times with, and that poof vanishes. Your whole life is turned upside down. You've got to stand tall because you've got children. You've got to make a living. Now, when that living is taken away, it bursts somebody's bubble. Your pride is taken. Your worries are tripled. Because now not only do you, actually more than that, but you have to worry about your children. You have to worry about your income coming in. And you've got to worry about keeping positive and suppress all those feelings so that nobody else can see them, especially your children. Now, how this man is doing this and continually doing this is only by the grace of God. I've got to swear that's what's going on with him.
Yeah.
And something I mentioned yesterday on Hondo's chat is a lot of people don't realize, he's got a 11-year-old daughter, soon to be 12, turning, at that age of, when a girl becomes a woman. So, he's having a lot of issues with that. And she's, she calls my wife a lot. My wife, will always, she'll take the phone call when she calls and she says hello to her, it's her. she'll go to the other room because, she's talking private stuff, trying to help a young girl who's becoming a woman, that doesn't have her mother with her.
Yeah,
to help her with these things.
Yeah, that too, and the mother's not there to confide in her and to talk to her how to be a woman, and so she's basically got to talk to Ohio's wife about it, and where he can't really, a man can't really, say
we'll never know what a young girl's
daughter.
going through. As a man, we'll never know what a young girl's going through.
I mean, if our boy or our son came to us and said, Dad, I got this problem, as a man, we could relate to our sons, but it's harder for
dreams. Stay away from those girls,
Yeah,
I gotta pry stuff out of my daughters with like a crowbar. It's like they're not gonna talk to Dad. They're not gonna talk to Dad.
Gosh almighty. Can we take this moment to play that clip again for the people that are just coming in?
Yes.
Would that be possible that we can do that, guys?
Do that.
Yeah.
Give me a second here. I gotta pull
let me present him. I just want to catch thank you. I just want to catch everybody up on what we're doing here.
I'm going to mute my mic too while he plays that.
Thank you. And I want to thank you all for coming up here on panel, guys, and helping us do that. Once again, Jack does not know that we're doing this. So I would like to
thank you, Uber, for doing this.
And I did want to thank all the mods in the chat. You guys are dropping links like crazy.
Yes.
GoFundMe.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, mods that are out there doing this.
Yes. I have the best mods. They're so good.
Yes, you do. You have the best ever.
Yeah. Small Town, welcome to our chat. But I just want to thank. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Mondo.
I'd like to thank you as well for helping us get this message out and for having me up here. Not many people would have me up, so I appreciate this.
I just adore you, Hondo. Just remember that, baby.
Well, I appreciate him, Miss Uber.
Okay, here we go.
Thanks for being here, Andrew. Thanks for being here.
You're welcome, bro.
I say this to make him feel bad, but now he's also a victim.
I was working in the condo, and my job for that day was I had to tear out a wood floor.
While Jack was chugging away inside the condo just off Woodward in Midtown, one of the other contractors went out to his van and made a troubling observation.
Hey, your van is open. He said it wasn't open when I went down there. They took all the cordless power tools, laser level, my good carpenter level, my plumbing wrenches, my Dremel tools.
Now, no one likes getting ripped off, and the thieves probably didn't know Jack, because if they did, how could they kick a man whose life has been in turmoil since his wife was suddenly struck down 18 months ago?
It's hard to talk about it. I mean, even now, it's like, really. She woke up one morning, like in the middle of the night, with chest pains, and we took her to the hospital, and they had to transfer to Henry Ford, and she had burst her aorta, and so she actually passed away on the table, and they revived her, and then she was in a coma for a long time, and then she came out of the coma, and she started getting better.
Just as Jack's wife Brenda was regaining strength, she died. Another devastating blow struck soon after. In addition to raising his 2 children, Jack was also caring for his ailing mother-in-law.
But her mother passed away 9 days after Brenda did.
By now you may be wondering, how much can a man take? But there's more. Jack's wife was a federal employee enrolled in the thrift savings program. She had set aside a fair sum, but Jack and their children were not listed as beneficiaries.
Brenda made out that paperwork on her very first day of work. Along with work, she got married and she had children.
Jack says federal rules resulted in the money going to a relative who would not share it with Jack or Jack and Brenda's children. It is money Jack was counting on.
That was the retirement. Like, it was our retirement, the money for the kids' school. Because by the time my children would be going to college, we would be retirement eligible to pull that money. So it was like their college money, my daughter's wedding fund, stuff for us to live on.
Without his tools, Jack is finding it hard to support his family. He is proud but practical. Anyone willing to donate power tools or gift cards from Home Depots or Lowe's can drop them off for Jack at the parish office of St. Clair Montefalco and Grosse Pointe Park between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Monday through Wednesday. There's another reason Jack is telling his story, to urge other federal employees to check their paperwork to make sure their savings are going where they want them to go.
When I told them what happened, they couldn't believe it. They had no idea.
In Grosse Pointe Park, ML Elric, Fox 2 News.
Yep. Isn't that something?
Yes, ma'am. That's truly a heartbreaking story.
That does. That just breaks my heart. And I'm going to let you all, I got to run and go to the potty. FYI, I know, but you know, y'all are on your own for a few minutes.
No problem, Mama.
No problem.
Green Bay, you're muted.
Green Bay.
Sorry, I muted during that. I said we'll hold down the fort. And I noticed someone in the chat. I was just throwing this out to the chat. It's not Jack on the panel. It's Jack's brother-in-law, Ohio.
Yes, Ohio Wolverine is Jack's brother-in-law.
And so I didn't know if I just noticed a few comments there.
Well, this is the story's coming straight from one of his family members, so this is, you know,
right.
This
They
is
just were confused. They were just confused.
I'm married to Jack. I'm married to Jack's sister.
Because they saw the video when they came in, they didn't see the panel. So
yeah.
And just reminding people, threw it out again. If you can financially support Jack, just prayers, sharing on your social media. That all helps. There is power in prayer. I do believe that. And
I do too.
If you're spiritual out there and let your friends just know about the story, just keep passing it along, you know.
Yep. And share it to your other social medias. That way that you can spread the word about Jack's plight. And even if one person donates $20, that's still helping. You know, it adds up.
And Jenny, thank you for the tool you sent in.
Yes, thank you very much, Jenny Hansen. That was very sweet of you.
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble trying to keep up with the chat. Actually, so many people are posting different things in here, and I'm trying to read everything. It's really hard, but I like to thank everyone too. It's overwhelming. Yesterday was just I can't thank Hondo enough, and Jenny and Randy when he did a video and actually posted a video yesterday on it, and you know, explaining everything. It was just so many people have reached out in different ways to help. You know what I mean?
This is what you're supposed to do. In all honesty, like Jenna, you know, and Lady Raiden, you know, this is what we come from. You're supposed to pull together and help good people. You know, it's
you know, instead of donating that money to a YouTuber who's just begging for money and doesn't really quite need it, and somebody who really needs it, like a veteran like Jack, who doesn't really know he's going to get it, but you know, who lives with his tools and who wants to work, and you're helping him get back to work so he can take care of his family. You know, that's what true community should be for, instead of just donating money to some random person that don't help nobody but themselves.
Uber's angels.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And Uber does help a lot of people on here, and I respect her for it.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just don't know what it's like to you know, when things go wrong, everything goes wrong at once.
Oh yeah.
It can pile up on you. It can make you just shut off from everybody that you know and just kind of withdraw from everything, and you just kind of go into a quiet, dark corner and just curl up and be like, when is this going to be over with? And you know, I actually went through that myself here recently, and some friends of mine helped me out in this same way we're doing for this person, and you know, that's what it's all about. That's in this community. I mean, this community, people out there in the chat that make this happen, that come together and do the donations and share it out and get the stories out there. Those are the ones that make it happen. We are just a conduit bringing it to you guys. You guys are the ones that make it happen with the prayers and the sharing and the donations. You know, you couldn't ask for a better community. You just
you couldn't.
I just,
That's
I'm
very
reading the
true.
chats and everything, and I don't recognize a lot of the people on here because I'm not really,
Yeah.
I do most of my YouTubing and stuff in the gun community, but I do know Cooper, and thanks, Cooper. I've actually talked to him before, and some people I've seen their channel. Tanya Z, I've seen some of her stuff before.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's not.
Cab 7.
What
with
I'm trying to say is,
$25 super chat,
people
Uber.
from other communities come in to help is just amazing to me.
Yeah.
That's what this community does. I know different communities are different, every which way,
Yeah.
But this community always pulls together, especially for vets.
Yeah.
Vets and people who like maybe lost a husband or a widow lady who needs help really, and not I mean, just for vets and people who are less fortunate. To be honest, these people should be helped instead of people who can help themselves but don't. I'm just putting it out there. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'll be right back. I'm being requested to move my car.
Oh, well, you better get your ass out there and get it done.
My youngest just got home from school and he wants to play basketball with his friends. So if I don't want a broken windshield or a dented bump or dented fender, I better go move it. So I'll be right back.
I want to welcome Cab 7. Thank you so much for the super chat, honey. Cooper.
How you doing, Cab 7?
Welcome, honey. Welcome. Alea, hello, Ice Cold Water. There's a bunch of new people in here. Kim, Gabby, I love you.
Yeah.
And Jen, I will do that. GoFundMe when I get off here, honey. I've got my card in the other room, so I got to put it on my card. So
Uber, I did send the link to Cab if he wants to come up and say
absolutely
being a vet and everything. I'm sure that he might have something to add.
Yes, I would love Cab 7 up here.
Yep. I'd have to leave if he wants to come up because I think he's got me blocked.
Oh, he does? Well, what'd you do?
I have no idea.
I don't think he does.
Look, it doesn't matter. Let's push all that aside. This is about a veteran. Don't worry about that.
No, I'm not. I'm not trying to start drama. I'm just saying if he is, I'll just leave because he can come up and talk.
Okay, honey.
It's whatever you're.
I don't think he.
It don't matter.
Blocks anybody. I really don't.
Tiara, hello. Well, I want to thank everybody today for coming in, for helping. Making this man's cab. Hello, honey.
Hey, Uber lady. Hello, everyone on the panel and everyone out in the chat.
Mister.
How you doing?
Hey, Cab 7, my brother. What's going on?
Hey.
And
Andrew Hondo. That's a face I haven't seen in over probably a year. How are you doing, Hondo?
I'm doing fine. How you doing, Mr. 7?
I'm doing all right. Doing all right.
Well, what do you think about this situation, Cab 7?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's kind of coincidental. I had 2 VA appointments this morning, which I hate going to the VA hospital, but thank God that service is available out there. And you find yourself looking at, brothers and sisters out there that are disabled, and you only wish that you could do something for them.
Right.
And sometimes it's just that hand up, that maybe a prayer or just being an ear or a shoulder to cry on, what have you. But I saw this, and when I'm it's close to my heart when it comes to veterans. That.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I've always said to myself that I've always got a vet's back, and ain't no one gonna take that away from me. So I'm glad to be just a small part of this, and I'm glad that you invited me up here, Uber Goober Lady.
Of course, honey.
I'm doing my little bit what I can.
Thank you, and I really appreciate that. And I appreciate Hondo being up here, and Green Bay, and Ghost, and Jen. I mean, this is what it's about, getting all together and helping a vet.
Yeah.
This man deserves to have a break in life.
True.
Yeah.
I want to thank you, ubergooberlady, because you're the one that put this together. So without you, we wouldn't be here.
Well, thank
That's
you.
because you have a big heart. So
Well, thank you very much.
I've got to say, we have an extraordinary community of people. And I've been on YouTube for 5.5 years, been involved with our community for over 3 years.
Yeah.
And when it came to that very first fundraiser that I was a small part of, from that point forward, it is unbelievable how people in our community come together for a worthy cause. And I mean a worthy, genuine, heartfelt cause. That's what we always do. We will continue to do that.
Yep.
Amen.
Amen. Yep. Absolutely.
And these kind of streams and people helping out other vets is like God's prayers being answered to help out Jack in his time of need. And
exactly.
That
man went and fought for our country.
Yes.
Fought for my freedom, fought for y'all's freedom. And he's not asking. He has no idea that we're doing this for him.
I mean,
none whatsoever. He has no clue.
To be honest, I wish when my mom and my dad were alive, they were both veterans. My mother was an Air Force veteran, fought and served in Vietnam as a nurse, and my dad was a Army veteran who fought in Vietnam, and his brothers served. And I wish, when my dad was down and out on his last days, when he had passed away, that he had people like this to help him out, and he didn't really have much money, and I ended up having to pay for the funeral service, and I dug his own grave for him, and me and my brothers put him in the ground, but he had suffered with liver cancer because of the Agent Orange that they were using during Nam.
Wow.
And the VA took so long to help him out. He eventually had passed away, and I wish that people like y'all that help these people would to help these vets out. This is why it touched so close to my heart, because my dad was a veteran. And the way I see my dad suffer and pass away because he couldn't get the help he needed, but we got him at his last days. We got him homes for vets. They gave him a home because he was living on the streets with his wife. And we got me and my brother, my sister pulled together to get him a house. Not a house, but it was like a double wide trailer. They built it for his specifications because he was homebound, and his VA insurance only would cover so much. But I wished, like, before I ever did social media, I would have done something like this for him in his last days. But it was what it was. My dad was a hardworking man. He was very proud. He wouldn't have took nothing from nobody. When he got down and out, he rather have lived on the street than ask for help. So I understand where Jack's coming from.
And I see your pain, and I got to tell you, that takes a hell of a man to do what you did, and I'm sure it lives with you to this day that you had to do all that for your daddy.
It's an amazing story, actually, Andrew.
Yeah, it's a wonderful story in its way, because it shows the fortitude and the love that you had for him.
Well, we were kind of estranged, but every once in a while he'd send me a card. But with his PTSD, he couldn't really keep a relationship. He was. I'm not going to go into detail, but he had a hard time after Vietnam. He drank, and he suffered a lot of PTSD, and I had to deal with my dad on the phone. Being because every day there's a vet that commit suicide or drinks themselves to death from PTSD.
One thing I want to add to that just a little bit is like something that my dad went through. They have a name for it now. They call it survivor's guilt. My dad, when he was drafted during Vietnam, he didn't take it. He had some issues or whatever, so he never served. But he lost a lot of friends in Vietnam, so therefore he had a hard time dealing with why them and not him, for many years.
It breaks my heart, but I have a request, and I think it's a good one. Green Bay, would you lead us into a prayer to pray for not only Jack, but all of our veterans, our veterans out there,
Yes.
Green Bay, and I'm sorry, yeah, and you and Cab both. Could you possibly do that for us, please?
I'd be honored.
Green Bay is the prayer guy. I'm just
Okay.
one that says amen.
And his name is Jack.
Actually, I said the wrong name. I meant to say Cab, and I was looking at Green Bay, but Green Bay is good too.
I don't have any special access to God, but that's okay.
Okay.
That's all right. I'd be honored.
His name is Jack.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know it's Jack. Yep. One of my best friends is named Jack. So as soon as I heard that name,
It's easy to remember, right?
Oh, yeah. Easy to remember.
All right, guys.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Lord, I thank you so much for today, for the generosity of ubergooberlady's heart here to bring this to our attention, this situation with Jack. Lord, I'm praying that all around the world that this message would get out for just this one person, Jack, and his family right now, Lord. He's raising children. He's lost his wife, mother-in-law, and Lord, it's a very, very tough time. You already know. I'm not, you know everything that's going on. Nothing gets past you. Lord, I would pray that you will just send comfort to Jack and his family, all his relatives, all the people affected by this emotionally, Lord. Please, I lay this down at your feet, and I just ask that you would just lift Jack up, lift him up, help him recover from this, and help him to know that there is a reason for this, even though sometimes we don't understand things. We're just human, Lord. And I would just pray that all the support would get to Jack, that nothing strange would happen. All the donations get to the appropriate place. You would just coordinate everything, Lord. And I would just pray that you give him and his family peace. And I just pray that he will just be able to trust you, Lord, even through this hard time, no matter what happens, Lord, that in his heart, he would just know that you're there with him, comforting him. And I'll just lay this at your feet. I thank you for the privilege, Lord, to bring these things to you and lay them down at your feet and know that you have this. And I just lift this up in Jesus' name. Amen.
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 And Cab, can you do us a favor and lead us in prayer for our vets?
Oh, wow.
You can do it, Ben. You can do it, Ben.
I'll try.
You can do it.
Heavenly Father, I come before you now. And thank you for all those that have served. You have placed all of my brothers and sisters strategically for a reason, to keep us safe. And thank you for protecting all those. Heavenly Father, I just ask that you keep protecting those that are on the battlefront, those in other countries and that are at war. Bring them home safe, Lord. To those POWs and MIAs that I'm so strong about, Lord God, please bring them home. Let their families and their friends know that they're safely back here, so we don't have to fly that flag anymore. Heavenly Father, thank you for answering my prayer, and thank you for letting us reach that goal over at the GoFundMe. And anything above that is truly a blessing. Thank you for letting this happen, and thank you for bringing all these people together to make this happen. In your name, amen.
Amen. Thank you guys so much for the prayer. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
I just want to say one thing real quick about that flag that we just mentioned. I don't know where people's political views are or anything, but it just something upset me yesterday. I seen on the news that Nancy Pelosi ended up removing the POW flag from outside of her office and replaced it with the LTGB flag or whatever. I have nothing against the LTGB community or whatever, but don't replace one with it. Just add a flag if you want to support. Add a flag. Don't get rid of the POW flag. Don't replace it with that. Just add another flag to your office.
That was very important because one of my uncles was a POW, which was my Uncle Harry, and he sat in the Hanoi Hilton as an Army Ranger for a long time with McCain, and that POW flag is very important. And
it's recognized. The POW flag is recognized by Congress and the U.S. government. It's an official flag, and there's room for both. You know, there's no need to replace one with the other.
I've got something to say about that. And I am a part of that community, the gay community, but I'm also a veteran, and
Yes,
I
sir.
totally agree with you, Ohio. I believe that both those flags can fit on that door equally.
Yep.
I didn't hear about that story. I got to thank Ben actually for when I do my shout outs to veterans on my live streams, I added the POW flag because Ben always has it in his background. And so I made that part of my shout out for veterans on every live stream to remember our POWs. They're not forgotten. So
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. There, like I said, there's room for both. There's room for everybody. There's no need to replace one with the other.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know,
That's right.
And just want to remind the chat too. I know some of you might have just got here. ubergooberlady started this kind of as a fundraiser for Jack. He's a veteran out in Ohio, in that area. And I actually forgot if he was in Ohio. I know you are, Ohio Wolverine.
He's actually in the Detroit, Michigan area.
Yeah,
he is the native son of Ohio, though. So
yes, there we go.
Yeah.
We're proud to have him as a native son. That's for sure.
Well, and just want to remind the chat, the super chats are great for ubergooberlady. But to donate to the veteran Jack, there's the mods are dropping a link for a GoFundMe, and that's where you want to send your donations. And also, they're dropping an address and a phone number for a church. So to make sure the stuff gets to Jack, try to do it through the GoFundMe and through the address with the church.
Yes, because what happens is these super chats take up to 30 days to get, and then not only that, but Google takes 35% out of that. So I've got to make up that difference. Not that I don't mind doing that, but it adds up after a while.
Yeah, so if you got to donate it directly to the church or donate it to the GoFundMe, if you can.
Right.
Yep. And you can tweet out this stream and you can tweet out the story, put on your Facebook, that kind of thing.
Tanya, the problem is, honey, yes, it is easier to send it to me. But once again, Google takes out 35%, sweetie. And then I've got to make up that other money out of my own pocket. Like I said, I don't mind doing that. I planned on already donating.
It takes like 51 days, doesn't it, for you to even get that?
Well, yeah, they're behind a month. Yeah.
And then it puts it on Uber to have to. So the easiest way to do it is through the link that's in the chat. That's directly for Jack's GoFundMe. And then the mods are dropping the link and the phone number for the church that's kind of behind Jack, that's helping coordinate this as well.
Yeah.
So Andrew wants to know, will he be able to get the funds from GoFundMe? Can you tell us how that works?
He can get them now.
Yeah.
As far as the GoFundMe, Jeffrey has to set that up through. Now the way somebody did a GoFundMe for me a few years ago when my son had surgery, and it raised a few $100s. And what had happened was that money is attached to a bank account of the person who makes the GoFundMe as a temporary. What happens is he will have to transfer. He'll do a transfer from his account to Jack's account. That money will never go into Jeffrey's account. It will just be transferred into Jack's account through a bank account. So it will go into his checking or savings account is how that works.
I just wanted to add to that also. GoFundMe takes 7%. So whatever is brought into the donation area, 7% is taken for GoFundMe themselves for administration.
Right.
It would have been easier for him to have a PayPal account, but he does not have one, and he doesn't mess with anything like that. Yeah. So I asked yesterday, but I want to thank the real person that brought all this up, and that's Hondo. I was in Hondo's stream yesterday, and that's how I found out about this. So the real person to thank is Hondo for bringing this into the light.
Well, the real people we should be thanking is our veterans who served, and for them to come home and try to readjust to normal life and trying to work and take care of their family. Those are the real people we should thank, not me. I mean, I did a little part, but I did it for Jack. I don't do nothing like that for myself. I don't do the PayPals. I don't do the, the GoFundMe stuff. But for a vet that is down and out on his luck, I will help any veteran. I will help anybody who really needs the help, not,
And thank you for
other
that,
things.
babe. Thank you.
It was my pleasure.
Yeah. Tanya, he does not know that we're doing this. No, he will not ask for help. Hi, Lizzie.
Yeah, it is a surprise in a way, Tanya.
So, well, Ohio, what do you have to say about this?
I just want to say thank you to everybody that's, stepped up and donated, shared, talked about it, brought light to the situation. And, no matter what you've done to help out in any way, I appreciate it and my family appreciates it. And it's a hard situation for Jack, but it's also, it's a learning experience for us. This could happen to anyone at any time. And we just need to stick together as decent human beings.
Yeah.
And it's hard not to have hate in my heart for a thief. You know what I mean? I would hope that, whoever took those tools, I hope they had a damn good reason why they did that. I really do. I mean,
since
if it's just a benefit,
I got a total.
But Ohio, most people don't. When they steal something, it's usually for themselves.
Yeah, it's for greed or something.
I have a total,
just like there's a couple GoFundMe's out there using Jack's name and pictures from that news story that we shared. They're actually
they're already
screenshotted it. And they're already trying to one's got a few $100 and one's got like $60, but they're already trying to benefit for themselves off of his.
I have a total, y'all, from yesterday.
Okay, what is it?
From yesterday, there was 600 raised yesterday, right? So today, so far, $450 was raised.
450. Wow. And that doesn't include all the tools.
No, it doesn't. That's just the GoFundMe at this moment.
Thank you, guys. Y'all need a wonderful hand.
Let's give them a woo.
Thank you.
I'll give you the chat said some people in the chat said they were going to be mailing things to the church. So
right, yes, and the mailing and the tools that are sent to the church.
Yep,
everybody's been so amazing.
Thank you so much, everybody. Well, listen, I am getting a little bit tired, guys. I've had a long day, and I've got company coming tonight. So I am going to, I want to thank everybody so much from the bottom of my heart, because you guys know how I feel about vets.
Yes.
And this brings tears to my eyes because I'm so damn proud of each and every one of you for helping a vet. And remember, guys, these boys and girls, and I'm going to call them boys and girls, go out there and fight for our freedom and for our choices, what we do in this world. And they put their lives on the line. And I personally want to thank Jack. Jack, thank you for what you did for our country.
Yes.
Thank you for
Thank you, Jack.
Yes.
Thank you. My hat goes off to all the veterans, and thank you for your service. And not only the veterans, and I know Ohio is in the first responders industry as well. Thank you for your service too, brother.
Thank you, veterans. Thank you, veterans.
Thanks a lot, Ohio.
And so with that being said,
thanks to all of you for being here for me. I appreciate it.
Ohio, if you need anything else, please let us know. I want to make sure that you know, Woodsfield, I'll show you some love right now, honey. Hold on. There you go, baby.
One thing is from Hondo's chat yesterday, somebody was asking about an update on the Social Security thing or whatever.
Yes.
That's Miss Queenie. Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch on that real quick. Jack does know about it. He has been in touch with Social Security to get the benefits for the children. But it hasn't happened yet. He just recently found out that he was able to do that. He didn't even know anything about benefits of Social Security going to the children for the loss of their mother. He didn't know. So he has recently filed for that. So
wonderful.
But as far as
That's great.
It hasn't gone into effect yet, but this is.
But at least the paperwork.
This is from a source close to Jack. I don't want to reveal any more, but
exactly.
From a source close to Jack.
Can I just ask one thing, Uber, before you leave?
Sure, honey.
This stream will remain up.
Yes, it will remain up.
We can tell people throughout the week.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And you'll have it up with the chat playing, right? So people will be able to see the link.
So they can still see the.
And what I will do is I will go in
Put
and
it in the description.
Put it in the description. Yeah, okay.
I'll put it in the description. So I'll put his chat or his PayPal in the, or not PayPal, his GoFundMe in the description, and make sure y'all can go in there and see that.
Thanks. We can talk about it throughout the rest of the week. So.
Yes, thank you, James. Thank you so much, honey. Hi, Quinny.
Thank you, James.
We're just about ready to get off of here once again. I want to thank everybody for coming up here. I want to thank all my mods. I want to thank everybody that's came in and even showed some support. That means so much to all of us.
Yeah,
and remember, everybody, there is a rainbow at the end of the storm. This proves it. This proves there's a rainbow.
God uses certain people and puts certain people in other people's lives for a reason.
Yes, Hondo, they do. And with that being said, I want to tell you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Have a good day, everyone.
Love you.
Have a good day.
Awesome Tuesday.
Thank you all. Thank you very, very much.